I didn't know who Catherine Martin was or who Baz Luhrmann was. And then I go home and I find out who they are and I'm freaking out. With The Great Gatsby, the last day of filming, my water broke. What I love most is designing. I don't like to follow trends as much as breaking them. Attention to detail, no shortcuts.
No shortcuts. Welcome back to Build Beautiful. In a family of doctors, lawyers and engineers, Silvana Azzi Heras was the black sheep, but the kind that glimmers in the light. Born in Lebanon and raised in Australia from the age of 2, Silvana's story begins in migration, memory and myth. She grew up sketching dresses with her mother, a dressmaker, while the world around her leaned towards the rational and the safe. But her path, like her patterns, would be anything but linear. From working on the iconic films of Baz Luhrmann and Catherine Martin, Moulin Rouge, The Great Gatsby and Australia, to founding her own textile studio, House of Heras, Silvana has spent her life stitching emotion into form. Her designs are maximalist yet restrained, cinematic yet deeply personal, full of flora, folklore and feeling. In this conversation, we trace the silk thread that runs through it all, from war-torn beginnings to the quiet courage of following her instincts. We talk about family, legacy, designing for the Faena Hotel in the US, and the emotional memory that lives inside every motif she creates. Silvana reminds us that to build something beautiful is not to follow a script. It's to write your own. And sometimes the black sheep doesn't stray from the family, she expands its story.
Or as Baz says, dance your own steps.
Dance your own steps.
Famous line from Strictly Ballroom.
I love that. Did you work on Strictly Ballroom too? No. Before your time?
Actually, I worked on Strictly Ballroom, the musical.
Amazing.
That was great.
So that leads me to my first question. How on earth does a girl that was born in war-torn Lebanon come to Australia at the age of 2 and end up working on Baz Luhrmann's movies? I mean, this is an amazing story. But maybe before we get to that, let's start at the beginning. Take me back to what life was like when you first came to Australia. I know you were very little and you probably don't remember, the coming here, but what was life like for a migrant child?
So, we left Lebanon in 1976 and of course I don't remember, but I do remember my early years at school having to go to ELS classes.
ELS, the English classes? What, English learning support?
Yeah. And I used to say jello instead of yellow. So it's like a little wild girl trying to fit in.
Yeah.
But I just have the best memories growing up in Australia. I don't really remember Lebanon.
Yeah.
I did go back when I was 35 and that was so emotional. It was just an incredible experience. And just their resilience to rebuild and live like nothing's happening around them is incredible. And it really made me understand my parents more and our family and all my cousins and relos.
Yeah.
And we were lucky to get out, but we still are attached to Lebanon in so many ways.
Yeah, I feel that too. My parents came and left Lebanon. In fact, Mum and Dad were on the last flight out in 1975 before they closed the airport.
Wow.
And so Mum and Dad tell that story and I still get emotional when I hear it.
Yeah.
And Mum was bringing her first cousin's 3 kids with her. She was here. She'd escaped first and then Mum was responsible for these 3 children.
That's crazy.
I mean, it's amazing, the resilience and it really, I think, helps us learn and define who we are, where that resilience, that fortitude comes from. It's in our DNA.
Yeah, it's so true. And you have to kind of get these stories out of your parents because they don't really want to talk about it. It's the dark day. They were really dark days for them.
That's right.
But they do call Australia the lucky country and we are all very lucky to be here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you're the youngest of 5 kids. Tell me what that was like growing up.
I was the spoiled brat.
Of course you were.
I got away with murder. I just had the best time. Like my brother took me to my first nightclub, when I was underage.
As you did back in the day.
As you do back in the day. Just my brothers and sister were so inspiring. My parents always believed that education was the most important thing, and so they just pushed us. And they're just ridiculous if you could see what my family do. Like we have 2 doctors. Wow. One's a doctor of philosophy.
Wow.
In law, and the other one is a skin cancer surgeon. So there's Tony, who's the doctor in Newcastle. There's John, who's who has his PhD and is a senior lecturer at Western Sydney University. There's Odette, who's the optometrist. There's Ronnie, who's the civil engineer, and then there's me.
And then there's you.
I feel like I should have been the dentist, and then my parents could have opened up a medical centre and been really happy with themselves.
That's
but
amazing.
Instead, I chose the creative route. So
talk me through that creative route. What was life like in terms of because that's a lot, not pressure, but I imagine that's a little bit of pressure, having these people who are older than you, your siblings who you look up to, doing these incredible things, but you have this music inside of you theoretically.
Yeah.
You know. So how do you balance that? How do you straddle this feeling that I need to go down a more traditional route versus this incredibly creative pathway?
So I've always been creative, and I did 3-unit art at school, and I was, drawing and designing when I was even before school. Like it was just something that was in me.
Yeah.
And when I finished high school, I think my brothers and sister kind of pushed me into more of a scientific, like do science or do something that will you'd have better options when you finish. And of course, I always wanted to do art or design, and I kind of just pushed it to the side. I did a Bachelor of Welfare Studies. And in the end, I thought, I could work with young people and help, the youth and still incorporate some of my kind of creativity and art and love of design. But it just got too much, and I thought, I'm going to go back to uni and do another degree. And so I went back and did a Bachelor of Design. Right. But the best thing about the first degree was it was where I met my husband.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
So I always think, I'm so glad I did that.
Yeah.
So you just don't know. And I do believe things happen for a reason. So that was meant to be.
Oh, I love that. I've got goosebumps. That's so beautiful.
And doing a Bachelor of Design as a mature age student, I thought that was incredible. Like I really got so much out of it.
Do you think you got more out of it because you had a deeper appreciation for it as opposed to going into it straight off the back of high school?
Most definitely.
Yeah.
I was more mature. I really I just had more life experiences and I wanted to bring that to the degree.
Yeah, that's
and
amazing.
I did. Yeah.
And how many, was it a 3-year degree? 4-year degree. Wow. And what was your intention? So you're doing this degree. What did you imagine for yourself as far as what could a career look like in design? Did you have any ideas of what you wanted it to be?
I actually thought I want to work at Vogue. Because I love
every
fashion.
Child. Yeah. I remember that feeling. I also wanted to work at Vogue.
I want to work at Vogue. And you know what? I did work at Vogue.
Did you?
As an intern.
Okay.
So I had a close friend that was working there. He was their graphic designer, Marcus Hay, who has just come back to Australia from New York. So we've just reconnected again and I love him. But I'll always be grateful for him allowing me to be in that amazing space. And I got to Vogue and I was like, wow. But there's so many people doing different things. It's not just one person doing one thing. So that was a great experience. And then it was just the call that I got from my university lecturer that kind of changed everything.
Okay, we got it. We have to unpack the call. I need to know every detail. So take me back to that moment. What was life like just before you got the call, firstly?
Okay.
Set the scene for that and then tell me how, because life changed dramatically after that call.
It was my final year at university. I was working at David Jones in the men's shoe department and I was just living my best life, going out, having a great social life. And I had my job at David Jones, which kind of was bringing in a little bit of money. And then I was studying my final year at uni and kind of just loving everything that was happening in my life at the time. Catherine Martin, Baz Luhrmann's wife, had called my lecturer, who she was close friends with, and had asked for their top student to come and help them for the weekend. And at the time, I didn't know who Catherine Martin was or who Baz Luhrmann was. And Catherine Moline, my lecturer, gave Catherine Martin two names, and one of them was Simon Dennett. Mm-hmm. So, he was also a mature age student, but at the time, no one had mobiles, so he wasn't home. Oh. So I just happened to be home when the call came through.
It was destined.
Then next minute, my dad's carrying my small Apple, desktop computer to Iona in Darlinghurst, and I'm there sitting in this massive house, this beautiful kind of Victorian.
Gorgeous. I've seen the photos.
Yeah, incredible. And CM is telling me about her partner being in LA with Leo on the press tour for Romeo and Juliet. And I'm like, oh, yeah. Okay, and we were working on Something for Everybody, which is an album that combined all the songs from what they'd done so far. So it was La Bohème, Strictly Ballroom, Romeo and Juliet. And
were you doing graphic design at this point?
Yeah, so I did specialise in graphic design, but I did photography, screen printing. Yeah. There were so many elements to that design degree that I was loving everything about it. And I really,
Dream.
I should have done that as my first degree, but I'm happy in the way things turned out and the order that.
I resonate with that because I did 3-unit textiles at school, and I was going to be a fashion designer, and I didn't get into textile technology at New South Wales Uni. I got into my second degree, which was a commerce degree. And honestly, for years I was a little bit heartbroken that never happened. But I think you come back to yourself. And so I did design much later in life. Yeah. So I kind of feel like everything happens for a reason. And it's easy to say that now that I'm on the brink of 50. Yeah. But I was a little bit heartbroken. It's like, why didn't I just do design? But I think everything unfolds exactly as it's meant to.
It's so
true. I have to believe that.
No, it's so true. And I too wanted to do interior design. Yeah. So I remember at school writing down Silvana Azzi, Bachelor of Interior Design.
Gosh.
And I didn't get in.
Yeah.
But I did apply to UTS and I didn't get in. Yeah. But, things happen for a reason, and that wasn't my path.
Yeah. So you're with Catherine Martin, you're working on this album. What happens next?
And then I go home and I find out who they are, and I'm freaking out.
So actually you had
no idea who Baz was.
Okay, I have to say I love the naivety of that because I can resonate again with your story. I feel so like a kindred spirit here because I did work experience for an advertising agency straight out of school. Yeah. I had no idea that they were the biggest advertising agency in Australia at the time. I just rock up to North Sydney, I call Yellow Pages, and then but there's something so beautiful in that innocence and that naivety. There's something so special because you're not going in with any expectation. You're just going in for the love of the work.
Yeah. For sure. It's really pure. Exactly. Yeah. And so straight after that, CM kept on calling me back into work, and I'm like, okay, no problem. And she's like, well, what are they paying you at David Jones? Like, can you just leave that job and come and work for us? Yeah. And I'm like, yes, I can. Oh. So that happened quickly. And then the first movie I got to work on was Moulin Rouge.
Wow.
So that was incredible.
What is that like? Can you just, for anyone listening to this podcast, for me, actually, forget about it. What is that like? Because I can only dream of what working on a movie, the intensity I imagine, the creative output that's required. Like, what did life look like in a day-to-day sense?
Okay. So Baz and CM are very much into all the research that goes into all their movies. That's why it takes them 5 years to make a movie.
Yeah, sure.
So we researched Moulin Rouge, I think for a year before it started filming. And I didn't know this, but movie budgets are ridiculous compared to TV or kind of advertising. It's just a different level. So they're able to spend money where others can't. And it's just the level of the attention to detail, the level that they'd go to. Like Baz and the writer Craig Pearce would go to Paris and kind of sit there and write while they're across the road from the Moulin Rouge, or they'd go and visit the Moulin Rouge, they'd walk the streets at night, they'd drink absinthe,
Yeah, so they really kind of embrace the characters they're trying to
They immerse themselves into the life, and then they started writing the script. And it's the only way I know how to make movies, the way Baz and CM make movies.
And what was your role in that research process? What were you doing?
So I was researching all the graphic design.
Okay.
I think I was also researching costumes. So costumes, sets and graphic design. So my role on that movie was the assistant graphic designer. That's how I started. And I also, so I worked on the titles, anything that needed a
graphic,
a design element, I was there. So all the wine bottles, the big posters in the garden, the menus, the Moulin Rouge menus.
So really, really sort of intricate detail.
Yeah, and then that led on to the post-production where I worked on all the posters for the campaign.
Wow.
Which was incredible. And then I just think as the movies went on, my role kind of broadened and I became the head designer at Bazmark. So all the projects I'd work on, we kind of developed this style together.
Because I think
that was exciting.
There is a really definitive style that comes
they
with.
do have
that's amazing.
that opulence.
Yes,
More is more.
More is more.
Yeah.
Maximalist. Yeah. I love that. And would you say that's because we'll get onto this a little bit later, because you also have now established your own studio. Do you think that's very much your style sort of injected?
I feel like I have been influenced by them.
Yes, yeah.
But I feel like now I'm able to take kind of my own direction.
Your own inspiration.
And go with it.
So you work on movies for a number of years because you roll from sort of Moulin Rouge. Then what was the next movie after that you worked on?
So after Moulin Rouge, we all moved to New York and worked on La Bohème on Broadway, which was an opera.
Wow.
I guess I moved into kind of just assisting CM. So it would be sets and costumes. So we worked on the backdrops that were all done in Photoshop and printed on massive canvases, the costumes. And then there was always the graphic design. So there was always the marketing campaigns, everything that came out, the posters, the CDs, the DVDs.
And so how long were you in New York for?
I want to say 9 months. So we've lived in New York, maybe 3 times, four times.
So every time there's a project, you just pick up and move for it.
So, and it was always with Bazmark that I'd lived in New York. Yeah. So it was La Bohème on Broadway. And then we went back and we researched The Great Gatsby.
Oh, yes, yes. Oh, of course, The Great Gatsby.
Yeah. And
huge movie.
They decided to move there.
Right.
So then we all moved there.
Okay.
And
is it a large team that go over?
No, it's tiny.
So it's really
tiny.
Because you expect from the outside looking in that it's this huge sort of production team.
When the movie's on,
when
we're in production for a movie,
I imagine it's massive.
It's like over 300 people are working on this movie. But the core team, it's really small. So there was maybe 4 of us that moved over with Baz and CM.
That's amazing. It's a family.
It is a family.
It's like really intimate.
It most definitely is a family, and they're always so generous. So we always kind of have dinner together. Like the hours we work are crazy. You could imagine. Australia, we got to travel to parts of Australia that I'd never been to. So it was Kununurra, Darwin, Bowen, and just seeing the most incredible landscapes and scenery.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
And that, I imagine, would have informed your design direction so much.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Like just the trees, the flora, like
incredible.
the sand, the
colours.
The colours.
Oh, that's a dream actually to go around Australia.
The water. It was just
so beautiful.
So beautiful.
I mean, it's every creative's dream is to be able to work on these incredible productions and movies. What point did you break away from that and then, start a family and settle down? And then, because I want to move on to your own studio design, but I'm trying to understand the timeline.
Okay, so with The Great Gatsby, we lived in New York. We came back, we filmed it in Australia. Mm-hmm. And then the last day of filming, my water broke.
You were pregnant?
I was pregnant.
Oh, God.
With Inez. That's why she's called the Gatsby baby.
Oh, I love it.
So my water broke. I thought I had a month to go. Wow. So I was really excited. I'm like, timing's perfect. We wrap and then I've got a month and I'm going to have my baby, blah, blah, blah. And then she came early. So she was a preemie baby. So I had my first child. She's now 14. Oh. While we were in New York, living in New York, working on Baz's Netflix series, The Get Down, I got pregnant with Raphael. So then I came back and I realised I really need to be near my family, especially my mum. I've got 2 kids. Yeah. And I did stay working for them for a bit, and then I think both of us realised we've got to separate, and that I think CM let me go. Spread your wings, do your thing.
Must be hard though, because you have this incredible career working as part of this amazing sort of international brand, really. Yeah. And then I imagine it's hard for both of you because you're working so intimately together. So for you to kind of go off and do what you have to do as a mother and as a creative yourself. Yeah. But also I imagine hard for CM and Baz as well.
We were always together, and working crazy hours. So we kind of did everything together. So it was hard to separate. Yeah. But it's just you have different needs. You've got these babies.
Phases of life, isn't it?
Yeah. These babies that need you, and you can't work 50 hours. Like whatever you were working, 10 hours a day for 5 days. Yeah. And we were doing all-nighters as well. Like I can't do that with kids. It just changed, and I think it was a natural thing to happen, like the natural progression.
Yeah, that's beautiful. But I guess that also then opened up the door for you to explore what you as an individual creative could do and be.
It really made me think, what do I want to do? Yeah. What do I love doing? Yes. I think what I love most is designing. So just kind of getting a brief, designing. I'm not so much into the manufacture, even though I do some of that for House of Heras, but I much prefer just designing and having all these different options and different colorways.
And you're amazing at it. I actually saw something on your Instagram a couple of days ago where you were painting. Oh, yeah. You were painting that beautiful floral motif.
I've just started going back to like kind of watercolor and painting,
but I just thought that handcraft is so it was beautiful to watch. Yeah, please post more of that, because I think I watched it 3 times.
Oh, I love
that. I have such a respect and admiration for artistry. It's artistry.
It's true.
In motion, and it's beautiful, and I think we need to share more of that, share more of ourselves in that way.
So normally I would get someone to paint, or I really believe in specialists doing their thing. Yeah. But I'm like, I can do this. Like, it's just
of course you can.
natural for me to do it. So I started doing it, and I was like, I shouldn't be embarrassed. This is my hand. It's my style. Yeah. And that's what it's always been.
But isn't it interesting that we still, after all these years with experience, we still have these voices of doubt. Imposter and doubt. Yeah. And I'm really working hard on just quietening that voice and just saying, okay, thank you, but I'm just going to shift you to the left because I'll never do it. I'll never grow.
Do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. That's my husband always says to me, just start. Yeah. If you start, you will do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So just start.
So let's talk about Studio Heras, or House of Heras rather. What were you feeling or missing at the time that you wanted to feel by building this business and this brand? What fueled that?
So I was just thinking of what was missing in the world. Just like people were being really safe with carpet designs or rug designs or wallpaper designs. They weren't, I wanted to blow up the scale. I wanted to use crazy colours. And symmetry's always been my thing. So I'm always kind of whatever balances my eye, I'm into. But it was just what was missing in the world or what we didn't have enough of.
Yes.
So
yes,
I wanted to create that.
I can see exactly, because I was at the launch of your rug collection with Designer Rugs.
Yeah.
And that's where actually I felt I had seen
we met
that night, and I'd seen your, like, I don't know, you were just a person that I knew maybe on socials, and we have a mutual friend. And so you were always kind of around. But then I went there that night, and your work was mind-blowing. It was beautiful. And then you got up and said that beautiful speech about your family, and your mum was there, and I'm like, I related so much to that.
Yeah.
But I could see this incredible creative ability. And I think exactly what you say, when I look back at that collection and the things you're doing, you're really filling or bringing more to the forefront that maximalist but still very refined gap in the market. We don't see a lot of that in Australia. I think in Australia we're pretty, well, I'm a safe designer.
Yeah. But I think there's also a fine line with it being kind of timeless and then current.
So how does that work for you? What does that mean for you specifically?
I kind of think, will this design still work in 10 years?
Yeah. That's the question I ask myself on every decision I make creatively.
Yeah.
So tell me in practice, like when you're working through designs, do you have a brief for yourself, or do you just work on a design, and then how do you balance that? Is this current or is this timeless?
So a lot of my designs are kind of informed by my travels and my surroundings. So the first collection was Australiana. And then I can't help but, because I'm surrounded by incredible like flowers and trees everywhere that are so different to anywhere else in the world, I'm always putting in those elements into all my designs. But travel kind of informs my collections. And then again, fashion. Yeah. So it's trends, but I don't want it to be a trend. I want it to be classic design.
Absolutely. So would you say that you're sort of inspired by colorways that might come up?
Most definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you still have to be relevant, right? Like that's the whole balance of how do I make sure it's timeless and that in 5 to 10 years it still works.
That's right.
It's beautiful.
And I don't know, it must be because it was the decade I was born in. I'm always drawn to the 70s. So
yes,
that's
I love
my
the
thing.
70s too.
Everything about the 70s.
Especially the music for me. Love it. I want to talk about Faena Hotel.
Yep.
And the reason I want to ask you, because it's an amazing sort of cross connection actually. So I was in London in September and I interviewed with Peter Mikic, who is actually a bonus. He's going to be, by the time this gets out, we would have had this episode launch, but Peter Mikic designed the New York Faena Hotel.
Correct.
And so it's interesting, when I was doing research for season 2, I'm like, oh my God, I've got to have Silvana on because she worked on the Miami Faena Hotel. Is that right? Was it Miami and New York?
And New York.
And New York, both. Okay, right. That's right. I remember that now. That's right. Because I asked him about it and he goes, yes,
Yeah.
So how did that opportunity, I mean, you're here. How did that come about?
Faena Miami came about through Bazmark. So that was with Baz and CM.
Right.
So they don't only do films.
Right.
They do opera, theatre, musicals, hotels, restaurants. They always fingers in many pies, always. That's why it was so much fun working with them. You were never bored.
Yeah.
And it was always the best projects in the best locations. So we got to travel the world and just meet the most incredible people. And the Faena Miami, I worked on that with CM and Baz, and there was a team of us. But I think what happened with Faena New York was Jimena, who was their creative director at the time, came to me and said, can you help me with this one rug for Faena New York? So it started off with one rug.
Oh, right.
And then it ended up being like 200 rugs. So I designed all the rugs.
And all 200 like different motifs for all?
No.
Just
the rooms.
Yeah. Okay, right.
So all the rooms
are
designed by House of Heras, and then some of the public areas.
That's amazing. What an incredible opportunity.
And, of course, working with Peter Mikic, who's a fellow Australian.
I know.
So that was really nice to meet him.
His episode is going to actually come out tomorrow.
Okay. I'm going to listen.
Which is November 2025, because by the time this episode comes out, it'll be next year.
Perfect.
But, he was an amazing podcast guest to have, and we did it in London, and it was very last minute. So
I've been to his office in London.
Oh, have you? Isn't
great.
he just divine?
The most talented man.
Yeah, and so humble.
Yeah,
like you just so humble. But I find most creatives there's a humility around all of these beautiful creatives that I get to talk to. Actually,
it's true. I feel like there's this quiet confidence.
Yeah,
and they just. Well, I just kind of want to be left alone.
Yeah,
just let me do my thing.
Yeah, exactly, absolutely. But so what is the future for House of Heras? What's your vision for it?
So at the moment, it's interesting because we have started going more into interiors. So it's more commercial spaces, restaurants, pubs,
So are
that's
you working
exciting.
with like the creative directors of the different sort of companies who are working on the interiors, or are you doing the full interior?
Well, there's a restaurant we're working on at the moment that we're working with the architects, or I may be being the creative director in another project. So it's just very
mixed.
Different, yeah.
Do you have a preference for the type of work that you do? Is there one thing you love more than anything?
Not really. I just love designing. So whatever it is, a space, a kimono, a wallpaper, a rug, a carpet. I've got a new Axminster range coming out with designer rugs next year.
That's amazing. And how did that collaboration come about with designer rugs?
So I'd known Yossi through CM.
Yes.
So that was, again, a Bazmark connection.
Yeah. That's amazing.
And it was just, he took the risk of taking me on with the first collection, and
it's beautiful. The launch was amazing.
It's been a great partnership.
Yeah. That's so good. It's nice to be in safe hands with a good supplier that you work with.
We knew him, and it was just a nice kind of thing to happen. I've also got a wallpaper collection. Well, I've got another one coming out with Milton King.
Okay.
And then I also designed for CB2 in America. And
I love CB2.
Yeah. Wow. Unfortunately, they're not here, but they don't even ship to Australia.
I know, because I've looked at product before, and it's like, how?
So that's fun. But that's seasonal. So every season they'll come up and give me a brief. Okay. And then I've got to design to that brief. So I've just designed all their Christmas for this year and Christmas next year. And then there's bits and pieces that are coming out, rugs and plates and glassware.
That's fantastic. Yeah. How do you stay self-motivated as a creative? Like, how do you keep yourself focused? Because I imagine, you have to have that sort of inner self-motivation to keep going.
The kids go to school and I go up to my studio space.
Yeah.
And that's how it works.
Yeah, and you're just in there creating.
Anything. Like some days I'm painting. You have to have, I'm in different minds. I'm not creative every day, but most days I am. And when I'm not, I think the best thing to do is leave your desk and go out and do something.
Yeah. And how do you keep inspired? Do you find it, do you ever get bogged down or stuck creatively? Or do you just find that it just comes so naturally all the time and
I feel like I've got backup.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's just what comes to the forefront of my mind I go with. But I've got so much in there that I've absorbed that I love this, I love that, I want to do this, I want to do that.
Well, even when you walk down the stairs today and the camellias are in bloom and you're just, I can see that you take in your environment beautifully because you're looking around and you're absorbing it all and it's beautiful.
The sky at night, I'm always like, look kids, look at that sunset, quick.
Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate all those details.
I do.
And do you think that is just innate in you or is it part of your DNA? Like is there someone else in your family that looks at the world the same way you do? Or are you just the special black sheep?
No, I think I've gotten a lot of it from my mum.
Yeah.
She's really stylish, and I don't know what it is. She's always loved colour as well. So, of course, I'm obsessed with colour and just and also my dad's a gardener, so he's always maybe the love of nature is from him, and
I love
colour and styles from mum.
So you got all the creative elements from both sides of the family.
My parents.
I love it. How do you know when a design feels right? Like, how do you know when you're
stop?
Yeah, to stop. Because I think about that. I've got a friend who's one of my really close friends is an artist.
Yeah.
And we constantly talk about that, and she goes, it's just not quite finished. Like it'll be finished in my eyes, but what do I know? And then she goes, no, it needs just one more. And she just will work on it continuously. So what's your practice like?
Okay. So either I draw by hand or draw in Illustrator, or both. So start hand, take it into the computer and draw over the top in Illustrator. And then I take it into Photoshop. But my whole thing is pre-visualisation. That is so important to me, and I pre-vis everything.
What does that mean?
So that is from my movie days, because the entire set of Moulin Rouge, for every set we did a Photoshop mock-up. Wow. So it's mocking up the space in Photoshop. Seeing the scale, the colours in that space with that chair, or, just different options.
Okay.
So with a design, I feel like I'm almost there, and then I'm like, oh no, there's that weird gap. So it's the squint of the eye. It's knowing that the composition's right. Are those colours really working? And then I take it into a space and I mock it up on a wall.
Okay.
So wallpaper on the wall, carpet, rugs on the floor, and I mock them up in a space that I love. So I just find a space online anywhere.
Right.
That I love, and I take it in and I see it, and I'm like, no, that scale needs to be bigger. Those colours aren't working.
Wow.
And then I see what colours are needed in the world. Like, what does the world need to see? Like, what colourways haven't been done? I kind of like to break even though I look at what's in, I don't like to follow trends as much as breaking them.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's like a quotable. And so what do you think was your biggest lesson working for Bazmark? Well, if you look back now at the years that you worked on all the movies and all these incredible projects, like, what's the one thing that you think was the biggest lesson for you, for your life?
Yeah, you can't work on something too much, if that makes any sense. It's just keep at it, keep doing it. Even though it's hard and you're there and you're like, I just really need sleep, you've got to keep going till you get to where you need to be. So it's endurance. It's attention to detail. If you can see it, everyone else can. So don't ever think that, no one's going to see that. Everyone can see that line is not touching that line correctly, or that curve is incorrect, or that colour's not going with that colour. Attention to detail is very much there. Like, Baz will look at everything.
Wow.
And kind of, you can't get away with anything. So actually, no shortcuts.
No shortcuts.
Yeah.
In practice, in daily life, like, do you feel like you've taken that learning and do you implement that in daily life now, like in your business? Is it practical to be able to be that much of a perfectionist?
It is.
And you have to be,
and I
right?
have to, I just have to.
Yeah.
But I don't say that it's in my daily life as being a mother. Like, I'm not a perfectionist.
Yeah.
Or like running the house.
No.
Like, something has to suffer.
Yeah, something has to give, right?
Yeah, something's got to give.
I've decided I'm a recovering perfectionist. That's what I've called myself, a recovering perfectionist. I cannot do perfection anymore.
Yeah, but I think your idea of perfection changes with age. You're right.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely.
You're not settling, but you're like, this is actually really good. Just don't be so hard on yourself.
Yeah, that's right. But also I think you can't have everything perfect all at the same time. So it depends what the priorities are at that time.
Yeah.
But creatively, I think what I'm hearing is that always creatively there are no shortcuts. It is you are seeking perfection. You're looking for greatness in your work.
I am.
And I can see it in the work. It's amazing. It's amazing.
I am.
Yeah.
But it's hard to know when to stop. You're right.
Yeah. So is there ever, like, have you ever had a moment where you've gone, that's it, I'm not going to touch this anymore. I can't.
You step away.
Yeah.
And come back a week later and look at it with fresh eyes.
Yeah. And then what makes you know that it's done? What is it? Is it a feeling?
It's a feeling. It's most definitely a feeling where you go, okay, this is great.
Yeah.
Like, what was I thinking?
Yeah,
leaving it for that long. I've got to get it out in the world and for it to be appreciated.
Oh, that's, incredible. Yeah. What grounds you today in terms of work, in terms of motherhood, in terms of yourself? Like, what are you now at the age that you're at with the experience that you've had? How do you feel about yourself, your future? What keeps you grounded?
My family, most definitely.
Yeah.
Like, if everyone's home and we're just sitting there watching TV after we've had a dinner together, we eat together every night. So I just love that ritual of having dinner together.
That's beautiful.
And just going to see my parents every Saturday night. We go see Kim's my in-laws every Sunday. Like, it's the people that surround you that keep you going. And it's having a holiday every now and then, something to look forward to, but then come back to your family.
Yeah.
I also love my dog. He's like, it's only he and I in the house during the day, so he's like my bestie.
Oh, that's so cute.
But it's most definitely my family that keep me grounded, and a core group of really good friends that are your family as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Your chosen family.
Yeah.
Do you ever stop and look back and go, like, do you shock yourself at how incredible your creative life has been? Like,
No, I just keep going.
Yeah.
I do. My kids are asking a lot of questions now about my movie life. Like, what was this like? Who did you meet? Blah, 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 you know.
So tell us, who did you meet?
Leonardo called Inez a cute baby and that's her flex at school, you know. It's
that's so adorable.
It's just these things that I did take for granted when they were happening.
Yeah.
But now my kids, seeing them through their eyes, they're like fascinated.
Because someone on the outside looking into your life would be mesmerised by it. But I guess what you're saying is in it, you're just doing it, right?
Yeah, you're doing it and you're on a train and it's just going and you can't get off. And I feel like I'm still on that train.
Yeah, that's
like I'm not ready to stop.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Do not stop. Never stop. If you look back, what were some of the highlights? Like the highlights that you couldn't see from watching the movies, but for you, being part of that, the creation of these incredible movies, what are some of the highlights for you?
Going to Cannes twice
for
Moulin Rouge.
Yeah.
They opened up Moulin Rouge at the Cannes Film Festival and for the Great Gatsby. Yeah. It was just like, where are we? We're walking the red carpet. It's like, it's just so incredible to be there and see that that's the result of working, for so many years on one thing.
That's amazing.
I think the other one would have to be, I've been to the Oscars twice and dressing Beyonce because Baz got to direct this opening ceremony with Beyonce and Hugh Jackman. And so I was helping CM dress Beyonce. So that would have to be another highlight because, I'm a Beyonce fan.
Oh my.
So meeting her.
That is incredible. One of my really, really good friends is obsessed with Beyonce.
Yeah,
obsessed.
I love her.
Yeah, I'll have to introduce the two of you because the fact that you have met her, like that would be enough for her. And what is that like? That's what I'm saying. You're a girl that was born in war-torn Lebanon and you got to have this you're having this incredible life. I mean, do you stop and reflect and go, wow.
You've just got to go with it.
Yeah.
Like, you can't be intimidated or say, can I have a selfie? You've got to be cool and grounded and
real.
Yeah, and real, exactly. And just do the job that you're there to do.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're just lucky. I'm very grateful for the experience that I've had with Baz and CM.
As you were working on these amazing projects, was there a project or a moment in time where you thought, I'm actually ready to lead my own vision, like to be my own person in this? Like, at what point did that moment happen? Was there a moment that happened that kind of you thought, I'm ready?
So when Catherine Martin brought out her own homewares range, I was her senior designer, and I thought I'd be doing this a little bit different, or, you know, I wish I could do it like this or present it in these colorways.
Sure.
So it was like putting options out and knowing that she was going to go one way, but I would have gone another, if that makes sense.
Right.
So just having your own kind of direction become clearer.
And what did you have to cultivate in yourself to go, I'm going to do this. I'm going to launch the House of Heras. Like, what were there any doubts, or were there any demons that you had to kind of get over, any sort of thoughts of imposter syndrome, or did you just go, no, I'm going to do it. I'm going to back myself?
Yeah, I always thought it was going to be a risk, and I hate taking risks. But
which is ironic for a creative, because creatives are taking risks every day.
Backing yourself, I guess, is hard.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not very good at kind of talking about myself or saying, you know, I'm really good at this or whatever.
Yeah.
So backing myself was hard, but I just thought, let's start small, put a small collection out and see how it goes.
Yeah.
And I guess the response from that was so good that I thought, let's do more. So it just kind of kept on going and building out, and it took off. So I was really happy. And it's interesting because everyone's like, well, do you have a publicist? Like, how did you make the front page of the paper?
Yeah.
I was like, I don't have a publicist. Maybe it was a slow news day, but somehow that was such an incredible thing to happen.
Tell me about that article. How did that come about?
So Robin Willis had interviewed me for another publication a few years ago, and she had come to the Sydney Morning Herald and was just taking over. I think she was taking over someone that had gone on maternity leave, and she said, oh, let's do a story. What are you working on? Blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, oh, I'm actually they're just about to launch the Faena Hotel in New York that I'd worked on for 2 years.
Yeah.
So that would be a really great thing to cover. And she said, yes, I'm going to do that. And so from there, she pulled all these great contacts to comment, and it was just really, really nice to see, you know, even CM saying those things about me that I know she thinks them, but to see it in writing and
it's a lovely recognition, isn't it?
It was really, really nice, and to say that, you know, my talents are being appreciated on an international level was incredible. And imagine how many copies my family have all around the house.
I can imagine. I love it. That's so great. So if you could go back to that little girl, that little migrant girl, and whisper one thing to her, what would you say to her now you've lived this incredible life so far? What would you go back and whisper to her?
Take more risks.
Yeah.
I think just do it. Go with your gut.
I love that. That's so good.
Yeah.
And the last signature question that we ask everybody on the podcast, what does Build Beautiful mean to you? And it can mean anything.
I think Build Beautiful to me means being authentic, to create with intention and meaning.
I love that. I love that. I have enjoyed this conversation so much. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure.